In this example, I'm going to show you how you could use the Ideate Audit filter within Ideate Explorer to audit some group usage to see if groups are appropriately named, but furthermore, are the actual elements within groups appropriate? Let's have a look here. You can see that I have Ideate Explorer open, and I'm displaying the entire project by category, and I have this filter called Ideate Audit. And this filter, of course, is built into the program. And we filter down to a list of categories that people should be looking at. Are there high usages of lines? Are there lots of group usage, and especially CAD imports? In this case, we have 181, and we would ideally have 0 showing up here. But for this focus, we want to focus on the groups themselves. So I'm going to expand groups, and we can see that I have 278 detail groups. And first and foremost, I see that I have several groups that do not have names, so therefore we don't know what these actual groups are. Furthermore, we can see that we have lots of usage of these particular groups. Now, if I look over here, I see there's a group 6, and there's 94 instances of this particular group. I'm going to select this one over here and double-click it. And if I zoom in on it, we can see that it is a 1x6 or so, and it's part of a screen wall. And what I want to do is do a little bit more investigation to see if this group was just maybe part of an array. So if this was actually a component that was then arrayed, do we just need to simply ungroup this? If I do come over here and hit Edit Group, and I come over here, we can see that these are actually individual lines. So this is problematic, and the reason why is a detail component already ships with Revit that is a 2x6, 2x4, whatever it may be. So I actually want to do a swap out of this component. Now, normally you would come in here, and if you wanted to swap out one type for another, you would come in here and select those elements, and you would swap them out. However, you can only swap them out for other groups. We cannot swap them out for other types of families. So in this case, we cannot swap these groups out for detail components. So how can I do a swap out in this situation? Well, it's pretty simple. I'm actually going to come in over here, and I'm just going to simply hit Edit Group. And then what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to go ahead and bring in a detail component. And I'm going to look in my list here to see if I have the appropriate detail component that could replace the line work in here. So I'm going to come down here and find my nominal cut lumber section. And I'm going to find the size that would replace this, and then I'll just bring it in over here. And then all I need to do is just simply delete these elements like so, all the line work, and then I can come in here and do some simple aligning. So Ideate Explorer helped me identify these pretty quickly. Now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and finish that group. So now if I came in over here as an example and hit the Edit Group button, we could see now that this is part of the nominal cut lumber section. In this case over here, it's important to note that the group actually still exists. We can see right here there's 94 of these. Well, I can just simply come here and select all these group instances, and now I can ungroup them. In this case, I was able to easily select these groups, remove the line work, replace it with a detail component, and then select the groups again and ungroup them. And just like that, I was able to use Ideate Explorer to select some groups, modify them, replace those elements with a detail component, and then finally go back to Explorer to select all those groups again and then ungroup them. So they are no longer grouped in our system. And again, if I come back over here, we do not have that group listed anymore. Now I can move down the list and find the other groups and take care of the same issue.